Yo, what's going on, everybody? So today I'm doing something quick, simple, easy, that's going to benefit me actually financially for the S2000. So I'm going to be installing this used, yes I said used, Avenue steering wheel that I got from work for not god awful expensive. It's in okay condition. The leather is doing, or the pleather I should say, 'cause this is definitely not real leather. I don't believe so, at least. It's kind of but the only reason I'm really doing it is because number one, the steering wheel in the S2000 is absolutely trash, like it's super bad. And number two, for those who don't know, the S2000 shares the same steering wheel with the Honda Insight, the first gen Honda Insight. These airbags in these S2000s and Honda Insights are god awful expensive. I mean, expensive. It's like $500-600 bucks for an airbag. That's going to pay for the clutch. So I'm gonna swap out in total $100 worth of stuff I got here, if that really, because I don't remember what I paid for the hub. It was an Amazon special, maybe like 80 bucks somewhere in there. We're gonna put all that stuff on there, and then obviously I'm going to sell the airbag and steering wheel out the S2000, or at least the airbag. So show you guys here. I'm not just doing this just to do it. If this steering wheel was actually in any sort of good condition, I would keep it 100%. But seeing as the top had a rip in it, the steering wheel is kind of garbage. Now, with that being said, I do have a replacement steering wheel out of you guessed it, a Honda Insight. The only difference is this is leather wrapped and the Honda Insight one isn't. That's literally it. No other difference other than that. So, and on the Honda Insight, the cruise control buttons are different. I mean, they're the same, they mount up the same, but they have different things. So I think they say S and D or something like that. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start the process of removing the steering wheel. So as you can see, I already got the back plate off. You have a Torx on both sides. I believe they are T30s, if I'm not mistaken. You pull those both out, and this little clip right here, which I'll go ahead and try and do that now, actually, since we're here. This is the SRS stuff. I'll do that, maybe. Can't really do it with one hand. Hold on. The struggle is real today. Man, this S2000 is really big. We're keeping that in there. This S2000 has really been fighting with me on a lot of things. The K24 going in it's fighting me. The motor itself isn't fighting me. It's the tools I have to complete the torquing of the bottom end is fighting me. Anyway, so yeah, now that that's done, I'm gonna go get a T30. I'm gonna get this Torx out and the other Torx out, and then I believe it's either a 17 or a 19 that actually holds the steering wheel on. We'll get that out. Steering wheel pulling on Hondas is really easy. They don't fight you too much. They just kind of do what they need to do for you. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Let me get my tools and everything, and we'll go ahead and get this party going. Hold on, quick feature of the Integra in all of its beauty, looking clean since the last time I washed it. Man, when I don't drive this car for a few days, I feel like I'm missing out on something, and honestly, that's how a car should be. You should enjoy it to that point. So anyway, that's enough of that. Yeah, let me get all my tools and stuff, and we'll go ahead and start pulling that steering wheel off, and I'll show you guys the entire process. All right, so I got my handy dandy Hercules 3/8 impact here, and I don't know if I'll need an extension. I shouldn't. There we go. Nope, I don't. Okay, there goes one bolt. Turn the steering wheel, see if we can get that bolt to drop out. There it is. I'm gonna keep all the hardware with this, except for the obviously the 19 millimeter or 17 millimeter that I need for well, it's going forever now. I'll find it anyway. Let me pull this other one out. I don't recall if I got the cover on the side. I don't believe so. No, I don't. So yeah, let's try to get a good angle to show you guys what I'm doing here, and kind of use the camera to my advantage, so I don't have to lean over so far. Maybe it's in here somewhere. There we go. We're on. Hold on. There we go. All right. Shake, shake, shake. Come on. This one does not want to come out. There it is. All right, cool. Nope, don't want to put you. Got it. There's no good place to put things in the S2000. Oop, right there. Okay. Now, Now that's done, thank God. This should just come right out, and it does. And you're gonna have a connector that I've already undone on the side back there, so we're just gonna pull that out. Boom. Airbag. Obviously, take off your battery terminals if your car actually runs. Don't be an idiot and try to do this with the battery still connected. If you die, that's on you. I have nothing to do with that. So I'm gonna set that right there for now. And this one is actually smaller than most. That looks like a 14. So I guess I'm gonna go get a 14, and we'll get the rest of this out. All right, 14. Should take it off. All right, so yeah, now that it's loose, this is where you need to stop. It only takes you getting smacked in the face one time by a steering wheel for you to learn your lesson, I promise. So what I do with these, I just beat on the side, like on all four corners, beat it until it gets loose. Don't sit here with both hands yanking on it, because when it comes off, it will smack you in the face. It's not a pleasant feeling at all. See, now it's loose. Cool. And then we'll pull this the rest of the way out, like so. Boom. 14 out the way. I'm gonna put that right here as well, so I remember where it's at. And we're gonna slowly start pulling this off. There's still things that are connected. Looks like we have, I think this is the ground for the horn we're gonna pull out. I don't know if the horn actually worked on this car, but I'm gonna keep everything as proper as possible here. So there's a little tab here. Just push down on that tab. There we go. There's one. Then there's obviously the one that's attached to the airbag I pulled before I pulled the airbag out. And then it looks like we have a connector here that runs down to this part of the clock spring that we'll pull out as well. The clock spring is probably not going to get used. Therefore, I will include this with the steering wheel when I go to get rid of it. We should be able to just pull it right out. We'll feed everything through. Look at that. Boom. All right. So now at this point right here, what you could do is, if you really didn't care, you could just pry this out. But there's 3 Phillips, 1, 2, and 3, and it looks like this cover has to come off. Now I need to see, number one, if the bolts are actually still holding this together, because like everything else in this interior, everything's been touched, and it's just, I mean, it's not the greatest interior, I will be honest with you. But it's what I got, and it was cheap. All right, so I lied. You don't have to take all this off. After you get those 3 bolts out, the connector for this is like right behind here. As you can see, I'm literally pushing it with my hand. And I didn't see this one back there. I got the big one out. Hold on, let me follow this back. There is, I feel it. Yep, there is another connector back here. This is why you do things slowly. But this one isn't connected to anything. It's just I don't know if it's a dead plug or what. So I should be able to finesse this one out. Shit, somehow. Why is everything fighting me? All right, so it took some persuasion, but it's out. Normally, if I'm doing something like this, depending on the car, like if it was an Integra, to be real with you, I probably just would have cut the, or just broke it off and been done with it. But these are worth $200. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that cleaned up, and it'll go to its new home, hopefully sometime in the near future. So at the point we're at right here, I'm going to mock up the hub. So what I'm not going to do this day is I'm not going to put like the horn and everything on, because I need to figure out, once I get the car, like, you know, on the ground and I guess driving or whatever, I need to figure out if my steering wheel placement is correct. And of course it'll get aligned anyway by the time I'm done with all that, but it goes on. Not super tight, not super loose. That feels good. So I'll go ahead and put this. What I like to do with these is let's see here. This one doesn't have, does it have the bevel edge? It does. Does it actually turn it though? That's the real question. So if I set you up like that, put you on like here. Okay, I'll take it. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in. What I like to do with these, like I said, I'm doing this temporarily. This is not all set dead in stone at the moment. I just needed to get the steering wheel off so I can get it sold, so I can pay for my clutch stuff. Still a little looser than what I like. I'm not gonna like run it down. I like to put Loctite on them. The last thing you want is you know, your steering wheel bolts backing out. But just for the sake of the video, there. still seems to have a little bit of, oh, it's because my steering stuff's loose. Duh, I just didn't remember that. Anyway, and yeah, so boom, there that is. Then obviously steering wheel goes on, run this. That's how she should look. Same view and everything. It actually looks good. I don't mind it. I like the Avenue steering wheels. I don't think they're too gaudy. I think they're, just the right amount of look. Black leather with, like the not flashy crap. This is just like a bronze color. Yeah, that should look pretty dope, actually. As for the final product, I don't know if it's worth, yeah, because I still got to back this out and power wash it. So yeah, let me get the right size Allen head, and we'll go ahead and smack the steering wheel on. All right, so there's the half-ass finished product here. Only got 2 bolts in right now. Like I said, I just need the steering wheel on the car because hopefully this weekend, if I'm not lazy, I'll put my subframe back in and put it on wheels and roll it out to the back, or roll it out, out of the garage so I can power wash the engine bay out and get it ready for paint and whatnot. But yeah, I think it's the perfect amount of steering wheel. I mean, you can go smaller, but I like this. I think the steering input should be pretty decent with it. Let me scoot myself in here. Don't press on that clutch. But yeah, I mean, it kind of hits my knees a little bit. So in the future, once I actually start doing what I want with this car, like legitimately, I'll probably swap the steering wheel out. But for now, it's fine. I do see what tall people mean by leg room. I am short. I am 5'7", so I fit in most things perfectly fine, including S2000s and Miatas. But I do think, let's see, let's do a size comparison here. I don't know if it's any bigger. Nah. Yeah. The Avenue steering wheel is 100% bigger than the S2000 steering wheel. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. I'm tripping. Hold on. Nope, the S2000 steering wheel is bigger. Huh. It might also just be the fact that I have not adjusted the seat for me at all. It's adjusted for the previous owner. So I'll take it. Simple. And I'm making money by doing this. You can't beat that. If you're doing something aftermarket and you don't ever plan on, obviously, you put another, like the factory steering wheel back in the car for whatever reason, this is cool. All right, so the steering wheel obviously is in the car, which is cool. I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown with my intentions for this car. I filmed this once before, but then I started talking out my behind on a tangent. Anyway, so obviously, since the car has rust, and it has very minor body damage, but it does have body damage. This isn't the cleanest example of an S2000, but you can only get so much for $1,500. I'm very fortunate to even have had the opportunity to buy an S2000 for anything less than $10,000, let alone $1,500. So what my intentions are on this car, grind the rust out, and we're going to go 20 mil over fenders in the rear. I'm going to keep the rotor grids. I might space them a little bit, depending on how it looks with the over fenders on there, but I'm not going to go crazy with it. If I need to get new wheels, I'll just order a wider wheel or a wheel with a different offset. Same thing on the front. There's like minor over fenders you can get. This isn't getting like super wide because I'm not a stands boy. I don't believe in that. To each their own. I'm not judging anybody, but that's just not me. So yeah, we got an S2000 in at work to be dismantled that I'm gonna talk to my boss and see if I can get the windshield out of, because it's really expensive and I don't recall if it's any good, but if it is good, then that's going to save me quite a bit. And I'll just rip it out of the other one, or rip this one out, and I'll have somebody install it. Next video hopefully will be the K24. So I've been having problems with the torque angle. So the main caps are torqued down. However, I got this stupid little AutoZone like torque degree gauge thing, wherever it is. I don't care where it's at. I need to throw it out. It doesn't work. Point blank period. Anytime I start to torque and it's being held in place with the little thing that they give you, it doesn't spin the gauge. It just spins the entire thing. I hate it. I refuse to use it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and buy a digital torque wrench, which I've been wanting forever anyway, with a degree gauge like thing on it as well. So all I have to do is just tighten it to its spec and then degree it out, and the torque wrench does it all for you. I don't have to do literally anything, which is A1. While I'm looking at this gasket here, I got to run this gasket up to my fabricator. We were able to get, I was able to get the adapter plate for the stock S2000 exhaust manifold to a K series. I got a couple heads, got junk everywhere. A K series head. We have to cut the flange off, have to spread the 2 inner runners out just a tad bit, and weld it up. He needs that to make sure everything's lined up, so I'm gonna run that out to him later. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I got nothing else, I don't believe. So next thing I'm going to do, I need to, that red Integra over there that's sitting behind the S2000 is going to scrap. I got to pull a couple more parts off of it, get it on the trailer, take the scrap, and be done with the car. I need to get this backed out so I can power wash the engine bay, sand it down. We're going to paint it. I'm gonna do a textured style paint, kind of similar to what I have on the valve cover of the Integra. I think, yeah, I have a can right here actually. This is burnished hammer. It's forged hammer paint through Rust-Oleum. I like it because it's textured. It tends to be a little bit more durable than straight paint. I think it's perfect for engine bay paint because it withstands heat perfectly fine. Like I said, the valve cover on the Integra has it on there, and it's been nothing but great. And just in case, you know, I'm working on the engine bay somewhere, I won't feel bad if it gets scratched. Number one, if it does get scratched, like I said, that paint takes a lot more beating than your normal paint. But unfortunately for the S2000 here, as you can see, it's not that it necessarily looks bad. It honestly might clean up really well when I power wash it, so I might actually not paint it. I'll just see what it's looking like. There's spots down on the frame. There's some pinch welds and back up there, which is typical for S2000s to kind of, the paint chips off. That's really close to the exhaust manifold. Paint chips off, and then, you know, vibration. And if you have salt or crappy motor mounts, as you can see this car did, then the motor probably was slightly touching over there. Kind of is what it is. I'm not worried about it. But if this cleans up really well after the power wash, and I'll just go get some Suzuka blue paint in a can, and we'll just cover up the spots that are looking like booty and smack the motor back in there. That'll save me a lot of time actually as well. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for this video. Like I said, this was just a quick video. Just to get that steering wheel out of the car so I can get it cleaned up and sold, so I can buy my flywheel and my clutch setup for this car. Most of everything I bought for this car actually the funds that came from this car itself, which is fantastic. But now we're hitting that point where I can't really sell too much more off of the car. Obviously there's things I need, and now it's time to actually come out of pocket. With that also being said, intentions with this car, like I said earlier in the video, with it being not as clean as, you know, a lot of S2000s out there are, I think I'm going to just turn this into like a road course autocross car. I'm going to keep everything, like all the interior and all those bits and whatnot. I'm not going to go race car with it 100% because I still want to drive it. But it's going to see some abuse, and if it gets scuffs and scratches, I don't really care that much because, you know, race car. Big things come with the Integra. I think I'm about with my threshold with it though. I think I am willing to put maybe another in the motor itself, maybe another $1,500 to $2,000 into it. And that's really basically just me making sure that the bottom end holds up to the abuse that I want to put it under. So yeah, anyway, that's all that's going to happen with that for now. Cosmetic stuff, sure, whatever, but just motor wise, that's it. But after this S2000 is done, I am going to be taking a 2.5 to 3 year hiatus from building cars, period. Done, because I feel like I've spent the last 3 or 4 years, 5 years actually, putting together something. And I'm now at that point where I'm looking at other things I want to buy that doesn't have stuff to do with cars, like properties, or building a barn to house all my cars. I can't do that if all my funds are being taken up by these turds that are really expensive to maintain. I can't say they're expensive, but I guess it just depends on who you are as a person and what you think is expensive and what isn't. On average, it costs me, crap you not, I literally did the math, for me to drive this car on a weekend, just on a weekend, that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it cost me $120 for that weekend to drive this car, and that's only in fuel. Literally, that's how fast it goes to gas, E85 life. So that's where I'm at with cars right now. Obviously, I'll still be making videos and whatnot. We'll be doing car stuff, but we probably won't be building another car. I'm not doing another project anytime soon. I'd much rather just enjoy the ones that I have. I mean, I have a turbo 4-cylinder daily car, I have a turbo 4-cylinder race car, and I hope to have a 4-cylinder in a circuit car. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry it's kind of crappy and it's really short. I think, I don't know, I wasn't even paying attention to how much time I was filming, but hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your day. Be easy. Peace.